Hello, welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
Yes.
This is part 2 of 4 of the roof rack build, and Coz is learning to weld.
That's this episode. I'm learning to weld aluminium. And without further ado,
Here we go.
I decided it would be a good idea to make my own roof rack. Years ago, I'd done some welding, little stick welder, doing bits and pieces. I quite enjoyed it. And I just assumed that taking welding as a skill would be completely transferable across all materials. And one thing I've just learned is welding aluminium is very, very difficult, and I want to make my roof rack out of aluminium. So I started looking at how to do aluminium welding and aluminium TIG welding. TIG being tungsten inert gas. So you use tungsten as the electrode, and there's shielding gas, and essentially you weld doing that. I'm going to get on and set up the welder.
all right, so let's take a look at what we got. First of all, we have the TIG unit. So this can do both arc and TIG. There's a lot of controls on here to mess around with, half of which I have no clue about, so I'm going to have to do a lot of reading. This is for stick welding, which we're not going to use. It's not for here. This is the neutral clamp or earth clamp. Then the pedal. This is a bit cheap, and I'm not entirely sure it's going to do what it's supposed to. Yeah, the idea of the pedal is that when you start getting the electrode and the metal up to temperature, you can then ease off of the power, and it reduces the amount of amps, and then it means that your weld puddle, like the puddle of essentially melted aluminium, doesn't basically just start completely falling apart. You know, it's able to hold some sort of like consistency. That's the idea of it, but that pedal doesn't seem like it's going to be able to do that, but we'll try and find out. A piece of hose, one can only assume that this is for the gas. Then the actual electrode holder thingy. So inside here, inside this little bit here, you put your little cup and your electrode, and the collet, which are all in here, which I've been reading about, so they all go in there. Welding day.
It's a welding day.
Wifey's got the day off, so she's going to come and help me. Well, at the very least, she's going to help me not kill myself. And I did all this the other day. I had an old sack truck, which wasn't getting used anymore because it was from my building days. And then I had all this gubbins, and I just kind of thought, oh, how am I going to get it all together? And I've seen people online that've got their like full-on welding trolley and that, so I thought I'd just make it with this. So got a little box here. I keep all my bits and bobs, my mask, and all that stuff. That all goes in there. And this is strapped down to this. And this is nicely up out off the floor anyway, so it kind of doesn't suck all the dust and crap into it. And then, yeah, I can see the settings and I can play with it. So I'm likely to be welding on the bench there. And so the idea of it is you have this little electrode on there, which is a tungsten. I'm guessing it's because it's a very hard metal, it lasts much, much longer than anything else. And then you have the inert gas, which is 100% argon. And basically the idea is that you liven up the workpiece with what would ordinarily in the welding world be the earth clamp, but it's the other way around. This essentially makes this piece live, and then when you're using this, you then do your welding like this. And so the flow of electricity goes in through the workpiece and then out through the tungsten. On this rig, a lot of people use a foot pedal. It seems like a lot of things to do, like driving a car for the first time, but I chose to use the little switch that comes with it and just control the amps on here. So keep the amps low, just operate the switch and just keep it on the workpiece for longer. That's my plan. I think that's how we're going to get there. Yeah, it's all there. This machine I've got off Amazon, and it's like kind of entry level, but not the cheapest of entry level. So it's got the ability to control quite a lot of the settings, like the pre-flow of gas, the post-flow of gas, how it tapers off the amps to the to the torch, so it naturally kind of like starts and stops without having to scratch things or try and develop an arc and all that kind of stuff. It's all very automated. I'm quite happy with it in terms of its specs. So now it's just time to give it a go, really. So watch the space. Well, major cock up. Alright, so that didn't go to plan. Not sure if that's particularly visible, but yeah. The tungsten seemed to kind of like break off. I think I was just a bit too close, and then I touched the material, touched the workpiece, and then it just went wrong. Anyway, good start, I suppose. It can only get better from here. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that went better. Alright.
You'll see. I reckon you and I can march on anything tonight. The way that you look makes me think that you're alright.
As this is the most common weld I'm going to be doing on the van, I'm going to practice on this like little eyepiece that I've made here. Yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, it's not working. It won't stay still.
So here we just about managed to achieve a spot weld or a tack, and that's just hold everything in place. Unfortunately, the cameras ran out of battery and we had to go pick the kids up, so then we moved on the next day to this piece.
Cool man! Brake test. Not happening.
So after this I moved on to do a butt weld, which is just basically two bits of metal up against each other and weld them up. And as you can see, the results got better.
Alright. Brake test. Snap in my face, you know. There you go. Oh, jeez, my shoulder just cracked. Yeah, pretty happy with that.
Alright, back with us.
Hope you enjoyed the video. It was quite an experience. It was blinding.
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 Yeah, we'll go with that one. Blinding. It was a blinding experience. Yeah, so the camera ran out of battery a few times because I had it running for absolutely ages doing these time lapses, so you didn't get to quite see the finished product. But essentially on those brake tests, what I was doing was literally I'd done the complete welds. One of them was a butt weld where you've got two ends, put them together, and then welded it all the way around. It's a bit messy. Those are one in the pictures you just seen. And then I tried to break it and it didn't break. So
Did
success.
you just say butt weld?
That's what they're called. Butt welds. Butt
Thanks
welds.
for that experience.
On that butt shell.
See you next time for part 3.
Part 3. I'm going to be making the roof mount brackets for the Fiat Ducato Boxer ProMaster, the one that you said.
Really?
That's it. There you go. So, yeah, if you want to watch that one, that'll be the next one up.
Cool.
Part 3.
See you till part 3.
3.
Bye.
Bye.